Okay, so this video is going to be a bit about trying to find some relaxation within the body. Um, this is ideally for, well, it's for both seated posture if you're finding yourself to be tense or getting more tense throughout the day, especially if you have a desk job and you're sitting for a lot of it, but also for at nighttime, trying to find good rest for your body and your mind, so they're inherently tied together through the nervous system. And so we want to be able to relax all of that to get a good night's sleep. Of course, having adequate time to sleep is important, that you get enough time, but the quality of sleep is equally, if not more important than the actual amount of time. Of course, you have to have a number of hours to have it really be restful, but some people can get by on 4 or 5 hours just fine, or at least for some time, if they're good quality hours. If you fall asleep quickly and you stay asleep and you make it through your complete sleep cycles and it's not disrupted or uneven sleeping. So finding that kind of peace within your body, that restfulness, that relaxation. We're going to use the breath, which is a common tool with meditation, that mind-body connection, okay? And we're going to do this idea of like channeling through. So it's that kind of like almost like a prayer position here. And you're going to think about like that tube of toothpaste. You're coming in with those inner thighs, with the hands coming together, and the elbows as you bring up here. So you want to feel like there's a lifting of your body through the spine, and you're going to be pulling in through that core, anchoring those ribs back, feeling that core engage, lifting the pelvis, the front of the pelvis up as you kind of pull in the stomach a little bit there, and stretch tall to open up. And that rolling back of the hips too, to open up that low back that gets really tight in there. And we want to relax the hip flexors as well as we do that. So we're going to breathe in and breathe out. Think of a rocket ship taking off here. You're creating the sound effect for that as you exhale. Now you don't have to go necessarily very high with your hands here. You can bring it to your chest and just lift your chest if you'd like. You want to just feel the lift through your body, not necessarily your arms. But to be able to go up higher without, sinking down here, you want to definitely be feeling that throughout the body. And those wheels turning back here as you lift up in the front, anchoring here. Again, turning back down through the hips and up through the core here, okay? So at nighttime, you can do this, or if you're just taking a nap or rest, just meditation throughout the day if you like, midday. Same thing, kind of. Maybe just hanging out here for a little bit too, and just kind of holding it as if you're holding yourself. And just try to channel things to just not force, but guide your body into relaxation here, and then maybe here. And then maybe even take the arms out of it and just try to imagine that lifting and trying to detension, decompress the spine, and relax the body. And then maybe even here. Okay, so again, that kind of like that. Okay, you can also do this in side lying and fetal, same idea. And actually, with fetal position, if you actually do a pelvic tilt here, roll that pelvis back and bring the knees up, it's actually a good thing to kind of decompress that low back. And it actually, if you're engaging those abdominals a little bit, can take some of that stress and tension off of the hip flexors, which is helpful. It's almost counterintuitive. You think, well, I'm going to get tight in my hip flexors if I'm here, but it's the muscles that are used that really matter, not necessarily the position of the muscles. Okay, so you can do the same thing here. Okay, so those are some ideas to kind of relax and rebalance things.